Hello and welcome to Sale. My name is Ben and welcome to a video that I'm very happy to make. Now, if you are a long-term sort of member of the selling community, you will know that I am a dedicated fan of Team Fnatic in League of Legends. I have been since start of season 4 I think it was. I can't really remember, but yeah, I was a fan of Fnatic with the old lineup. The good old Peke, Soaz, Cyanide, Reckless and Yellow Star lineup. I thought that was the perfect Fnatic team, and when Fnatic announced their new lineup, I made another video and I was trying to work out whether or not anything good could come out of it. And obviously back then Steelback was in the team and he's since been swapped out with Reckless, and I think that swapping out Steelback for Reckless, I was a bit dubious at the time. I was worried in case Reckless had just come back because he wanted to be part of the winning team. You know, he hadn't really performed very well, I guess, with Elements, and I was really just anticipating, like, I don't know what I was thinking. They were quite a new team at MSI. They sort of performed well, but it wasn't really on a world sort of level. However, in the summer split of LCS, well, EU LCS, they've just gone 18-0. I've just finished watching their game against Unicorns of Love, and I think it does show what Fnatic are about. They are a fantastic team, and I would go as far as say the world class. Now, I'm expecting them to go to Worlds, and I'm expecting them to do very well at Worlds. At the minute, I'm not sure whether or not they'll win it, because they are obviously a very new team. They are a very young team, and they don't have as much experience. I know obviously Yellow Star has, you know, he's been around since season 1. However, as a team, I don't know whether or not they have the experience to do well at Worlds. But yeah, in this video, I'm just going to go through each of their like personal performances, and yeah, I'll come to a conclusion about whether or not I think they're ready for Worlds. Huni in the top lane. Let's start with him. What a player! Like, honestly, he's done wonders, and no one really expected it when he was first drafted in. He was dismissed. Well, he wasn't dismissed. He wasn't accepted into SKT, and he came to Fnatic as pretty much a nobody. He was just a solo queue player who had done well, and he has just shown up in every single game. And even when he has been behind, he has done fantastically well to pull back. And the last game of the summer split against Unicorns of Love, if you watch how he was focused at the beginning, going 0-3, and then he managed to get to, I think it was about 11-3 plus, I don't know. He is one of these players who times his TPs to absolute perfection, and he always capitalizes on it. And he could be the next, well, he could be the top lane faker, I think. I'm sorry if you think that I'm overreacting to him, but honestly, Huni, it's easy to get caught up in the whole Huni hype, but I think he's living up to the hype. The only thing that I'm worried about with Huni is that, with him obviously being like one of the most, well, probably the best top laner in the EU LCS, I am a bit worried in case he's sort of headhunted by other teams who want, you know, a top laner like Huni. And my biggest worry is that he leaves at the end of Worlds if they don't do well. He might do a Reckless and go to another team. I don't know where. Well, I know where Fnatic will be. I'm sure they'd be fine without Huni. However, you know, Huni is just, he's probably the, like, the, not the backbone, but he's definitely a substantial part in the team, and without him I'm not sure whether or not Fnatic could snowball as quickly as they do. If you're not subscribed to the Fnatic YouTube channel, I would really recommend that you do, because they have a little web series called Life of Legends, and it follows the League of Legends team from week to week. And for the first few weeks they focused on a single player, and Huni had his like episode a few weeks ago, and he seemed very happy in the team, and it's good to have that sort of like inside knowledge, I guess, because it sort of relieves some, not stress, but it relieves some pressure on the fans in knowing that Huni is happy with the team. And I personally, I would be surprised if he did leave, but you can never really anticipate it, can you, really, when it comes to players and how they feel and what actually goes on and stuff like that. So hopefully Huni doesn't leave at the end of the season. So next up is Rainova in the jungle, and Rainova was another one that no one had really heard of. He tried out for SKT, he got rejected from them, and he has been obviously working with Huni fantastically well. You know, Rainova, I think he works best with Huni because of their synergy. Whether Rainova's been on a Gragas or a Rengar even, he has always shown up and he's always got Huni ahead. And I think he's had a great impact on like snowballing Huni. In team fights, I'm not sure whether or not he holds his own. Maybe it's just the champions he plays, maybe it's the way he plays, but definitely in snowballing the team, I think that Rainova is just fantastic. Hopefully in Worlds he, you know, shows up and gets Huni rolling again, because I genuinely do think that Huni can carry a team, and yeah, Rainova definitely does help Huni get to that point. Feathervin, also in mid lane, is another person that I think can carry. He's been obviously a lot more quiet than Huni in terms of during the games, but he is another player who, you know, he seems to cope well under pressure, and he manages to like sort of bring himself up to the carry sort of role if Huni is behind. I would say that, as I said before, I think that Huni is the main like carry of the team. However, the good thing about Fnatic is that if Huni's behind, Feathervin can take up that role as carry. And with like people, well, with his, who is he playing? He's played Varus very well. I was really impressed with his Varus play. Victor as well, he's been a very good Victor, and he is really just a strong mid laner. Compared to Peke, I think Peke, when he's been playing against him in like Origin, I think that Peke has probably been on par, I would say, with Feathervin. Feathervin always manages to like just stay at the back and pick out little squishies every now and again, and he's done well. He's done well this split. You can't really say too much because he's been consistently a good player. He performs well once, well when Huni is like falling behind, and he helps the team get back up after that. So yeah, I'm very pleased that Feathervin is the mid laner, and he has done very well. Let's talk about Rekkles now. Now, Rekkles is a funny player. If you compare him to this time last year with Fnatic and the old lineup, he was the carry. He was the only carry. So as I mentioned last year, he was more of a weaker link, I guess, in the team, and you can't really compare Soaz to Huni. Huni is a in-your-face top laner. He just bombards you with damage, whereas Soaz was more a second support, I think. And he managed to get Rekkles rolling, and it was easy for Rekkles to seem like the carry in the team because he was pretty much, apart from Peke, he was pretty much the only carry. Whereas in the new lineup, I think they've got the three carries. They've got Huni, they've got Rekkles, and they've got Feathervin. And Rekkles has been like Feathervin. When Huni is falling behind. Reckless steps up. He's also been a very good split pusher this season. Yeah, I think that Reckless has helped, really. He's been a lot more sort of in your face than Steelback. Steelback was literally a janitor, and he has filled in a role of, you know, straight burst damage or picking out people from the back. And his Tristana play as well. He's been doing very well in Tristana. She came out about week 7, I think it was. He first played her, and I think as a whole, in terms of the Fnatic team, I think they have been experimenting a bit more with champions. And yeah, I think that in terms of whole team comps, Fnatic have tried out new stuff. I'll come back to this in a bit, but I think that like Reckless especially has shown up on his champions. I think he's been a good addition to the team. I know that he came back, and I was dubious about whether or not he'd be able to synergize well with the team, but I think he has. I think teaming up with Yellow Star again has like been really good. Obviously Yellow Star, backbone of the team, and he has been probably the most consistent. He's been consistently setting up plays for everyone around the map. He has been a lot more of a roaming support this time, which has been good. I think that's benefited Fnatic very, very vastly. And in recent games, especially with his Trundle, he's not been afraid to try out new champions, and he's been really a positive influence on the team with those champions. Like, support Trundle isn't something that you normally see unless you're, in normals, and it's just, yeah, it's a nightmare. But he has been a consistent support for the team, and I am just very, very impressed with the Fnatic team. I genuinely do think they will do very well in Worlds. I would like to see them get to the semis and hopefully get to the finals. I know some analysts have been a bit dubious about Fnatic in terms of Korean and Chinese teams. However, I am feeling positive for Worlds. I know that they're not there yet, and it could be a big shocker. They could just horrendously crash and burn in the playoffs, but I don't think they will. I've got faith. As I mentioned before, Fnatic have been trying a lot of new off-meta champions, such as the Trundle support, and you can really tell that they've been sort of experimenting as once they managed to secure their place in playoffs, then the experimentation came in. I mean, we've had Huni on a Riven. He got like a 3-man stun, and that was incredible. And yeah, that was a really good pick. Really want to see more of Huni on, more of Riven on Huni, or Huni on Riven, I'm not sure. But obviously Trundle on the Yellow Star. But I think that Fnatic are going to do very well in Worlds, and I am very, very happy to say that I'm a Fnatic supporter. And I think they've done very well in the summer split, so thank you very much, Fnatic. You made me very happy. You didn't give me any heartache this time. So yeah, the best team ever in the ULCS have done wonders again, and it's Fnatic. So very well done. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you did enjoy it, please do subscribe. Check out some of my other videos, see if you like them, and subscribe. And yeah, leave a like as well. Let me know in the comments as well. How could I forget? Let me know in the comments what you think of Fnatic's performance. Tell me if you think there is something that I've missed, or if I have exaggerated something, or if I've just genuinely missed something. Let me know. I always enjoy hearing you guys give me your suggestions about what was good about the summer split for Fnatic. And yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you later. Thank you and goodbye.